Today, Fox News is telling investors it is not changing its programming strategy despite their decision to take Tucker Carlson off the air. Hello, I'm John Bachman. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bianca Della Garza. Also today, former Fox primetime host Megyn Kelly is blowing the whistle, you could say, on Fox News for what she says is breach of contract with Tucker Carlson. Kelly also saying the network is on a campaign to smear Tucker's character and silence him so he cannot work anywhere else. Take a listen.
I happen to know from my sources as well that they are essentially at impasse, that they have decided not to negotiate in good faith, Fox, and they have no intention of letting Tucker out of his contract. They want him silenced and sidelined. And that hurts Tucker, sure, but it hurts the country. It hurts his audience. It hurts dialogue in America because he was saying things a lot of people don't ever say. Whether you agree or disagree, that's valuable. Why does he need to be silenced? They've never provided an explanation.
That, of course, is Megyn Kelly joining Eric Bolling last night in the 8 p.m. hour here on Newsmax. Her sources say Fox will not let Tucker out of his contract because they don't want him to go to another network. Kelly is urging Tucker to simply walk away, tear up his contract, because she says Fox has already voided their end of the deal by leaking videos and text messages.
I think he should breach the deal. I think that he has a very good argument. They've already breached the deal. I don't think, planting stories about one of your main talent who's still in your employ and allowing things to be leaked about him from the Dominion papers without protecting him at all, without doing anything about it, is living up to your end of the bargain. I think it's a breach of the covenant of good faith and fair dealing on Fox's part. And I actually think he's got a strong argument that there's a prior material breach by them.
And NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre also sounding off folks on Fox News. He says it's time to boycott the network, take a stand for Tucker. Favre was also on the 8 p.m. hour, Eric Bolling's The Balance last night. Listen to the conversation they were having about Tucker Carlson's future.
He may pop up somewhere else, maybe not on television. Megyn Kelly she was just on a minute ago, she made a very good case for him popping up maybe on digital. Final thought, Brett.
Why not Newsmax?
Why not Newsmax, right? Of course, Newsmax has seen a huge ratings jump since Tucker was fired, and Fox's, as you know, are all on the decline across the board. Again, Carlson's contract with Fox does not expire until January 2025, but he does have a well-known attorney who's going to bat for him, John. We continue to watch this.
Yes, will they be able to keep him quiet for that long? That is the question. Let's welcome in now senior contributor for American Greatness, Julie Kelly, to talk more about this. Julie, always great to see you.
Hey, John and Bianca, thanks for having me on.
I want to go back to something that Megyn Kelly said there about how this actually hurts the country. You were a frequent guest on Tucker's show, and you on that show, and we try to go places on this show that you can't go other places in cable news. This really, I think, is about a national conversation, Julie, that would be missing if Fox is able to keep Tucker off the air. And that's to the detriment of everyone. It's to the detriment of free speech. Do you think they're going to continue to try and do this and sit on Tucker so he has to remain quiet?
It sounds like they absolutely will. And I'll tell you, it's not just, bad for the country and bad for Tucker's fans, of which I am one. But I can tell you the January 6th community, the defendants and their families, their attorneys, were really devastated by this news because he was one of the few voices and the most powerful voice, we can all agree, asking the needed questions that are still unanswered about what happened that day and this selective political persecution of Trump supporters that's only accelerated over the past year or so, and that Tucker was very unique and capable in calling that out. I actually tweeted last week, and I sent it to him. I really missed him last week, Thursday, when these outrageous verdicts came down in the Proud Boys trial. Only he would be able to dismantle what a farcical trial this is, and what bad news that is for the country, foreboding in terms of criminalizing political dissent. So he's missed on many levels, but I guess the upside is seeing these ratings completely crash for Fox News, especially the younger demo in the nighttime, those nighttime hours. So Let's hope that they keep paying the price.
Julie,
in the meantime, we really would love to get him back in some venue.
Well, I will say this. You do a great job of distilling what's actually going on in Washington, D.C. on these trials, and we rely on you for that type of information. Let's talk a little bit about what we've learned from the Oath Keepers trial and the Proud Boys trial. You see this special prosecutor, Jack Smith, he obviously is looking at the prosecutor in these cases here and thinking, okay, well, now there's this pathway we can get these obstruction charges on these defendants from the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, and they're going to do the same thing to Donald Trump, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I feel 100% certain and have. The DOJ and now Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, it's still the same investigator, same prosecutors who started this investigation. They just kind of changed their letterhead to give the mirage that this is an independent investigation. Of course, it's not. But I have warned for months that they would indict him, Donald Trump, for obstruction of an official proceeding, a plain conspiracy charge, other charges, probably tampering with evidence, witnesses, etc. But now that you've got the conviction of 4 Proud Boys and the government made Donald Trump a key figure in their case, tying the Proud Boys to Donald Trump, playing during closing arguments that clip from Trump in the September 2020 presidential debate when he was goaded by Joe Biden twice to condemn the Proud Boys and instead said, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. This is the thread that DOJ has stitched together, how they are going to use these convictions in both Oath Keepers, but especially Proud Boys seditious conspiracy, and try, I believe very strongly, try to get that same grand jury indictment against Donald Trump on that charge.
And we've seen some disturbing behavior from the judges and the prosecutors. Talk to us a little bit as well about Matthew Graves here. He's going for serious jail time against Stewart Rhodes and others. Stewart Rhodes wasn't even there, did not enter the building on January 6th. Some of the other nonviolent offenders, too, are looking at decades in prison.
It's crazy. So, and I have this up in my piece today at American Greatness. I'm also posting it on Twitter. A 183-page sentencing memo for nonviolent offenses, seditious conspiracy, obstruction of an official proceeding, some other conspiracy charges. He wants Stewart Rhodes in jail for 25 years. He wants Kelly Meggs, another Oath Keeper who was convicted of seditious conspiracy, in jail for 21 years. He wants Thomas Caldwell, almost 70-year-old man, a decorated disabled Navy veteran who did not go into the building and was convicted of 2 charges. He wants him in jail for 14 years. This is the same prosecutor, by the way, who handles local crimes in Washington, D.C., is completely obsessed with punishing Trump supporters while Washington, D.C. descends into violent, deadly chaos every single day.
Yeah, it boggles the mind, but you know why they're doing it. You don't understand why they would push through in this particular way, but you know why they're doing it. They want to completely silence Donald Trump and any political opposition as well. Julie, great to see you as always. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me on.